Hello, everybody. Welcome to Into the Score. My name is Avishai Darash. I'm your host for this podcast, as always. Before we start the podcast, I wanted to say it's so good to be back after the summer, but guess what? We haven't missed even 1 week of an upload, which means consistency is king, right?
It is. It really is.
I'm so happy to be here, back in the studio. I'm so happy also to talk about the topics that we're going to talk about now in the podcast. We're going to talk about queer identity. We're going to talk about the multifaceted, diverse character of Amsterdam. I'm so happy to have with me Joost Gimbel here.
Hi.
Also known as Hoax LeBeau.
Yeah.
It's really cool to have you here.
Well, thank you for having me.
Joost, take me from the beginning. I want to know everything about you. Take it as a conversation between friends.
Yeah.
I want to get to know you. Tell me.
Well, hi. My name is Joost. A lot of people might know me by my drag persona, alter ego, Hoax LeBeau, which I've been doing for, oh God, when was it? 2011? So 14, 15 years now, I think.
14, yeah.
Yeah. That's a long time.
How old are you?
I'm 39.
39. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
39.
I have a really good doctor. Where I should go, because my forehead is moving and it's not supposed to do that. So it's time for a little revisit again.
Yes.
Yeah.
So take me from the beginning. Where are you from in the Netherlands?
I was born in Arnhem, which is more to the east.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so I fled as soon as I could. I think I was... Yeah, I just turned 19, I think, 18 or 19. And then I moved out because I got into theater school for acting.
In Joden Breestraat?
No, I went to Utrecht.
To Utrecht, okay.
Yeah, so I studied there, got my degree. And after I was done there, I somehow got an apartment here in Amsterdam thrown into my lap, as they say. And I was like, sure, why not? I don't have any other plans.
If anyone is listening, it's possible to find an apartment in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
You just need to be like, it needs to be God's.
Very lucky. Very, very lucky.
Exactly.
Yeah. And that was in 2009. So it was also a different time.
Ooh, it was the crisis.
Yeah.
It was, now it just seems like,
Yeah.
it's like, here is a tent for 1,200 euros.
Exactly. Good luck with that. You don't have any electricity or running water.
Or registration.
Exactly. But I hope you're happy here. No, it was a different time. So I got an apartment, which was great. Then I moved to Amsterdam. And I was an actor. And as all actors do, you need to have a job on the side. Because especially as a young actor, starting actor, you're not making enough money just sustaining yourself by acting. So I got a job working behind the bar in Paradiso, which was super fun. But that also introduced me to the Amsterdam nightlife.
Okay.
And all those lovely people that are there. There were really cool parties in Paradiso, like OHAF, OWAP, Manifesto. That were like outrageous with people dressing up, and there were drag queens. And I was like, ooh, I really enjoy this. And somehow I started performing there as well. I started dressing up, going to parties. And one night I went to a party. It had a drag theme, a drag ball. So everyone had to switch genders to be able to come in. And I remember I was rehearsing in Groningen at that time. And the party was on a Friday night. And so I had to come from Groningen to Amsterdam, and I didn't have anything to wear. So I don't know, I got a dress at H&M or something, and so found some shoes somewhere in a secondhand store, got a wig from like a party supply store, which was horrible. Makeup, I don't know, I probably had some lipstick and eyeshadow, never heard of concealer or foundation or anything. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But I went there.
When was that? Which year was that?
That was 2011.
2011. Yeah.
Yeah. And I went there in drag, and someone saw me there. Maxime Duval, who organized her own parties. Then, she still does, by the way, Disco Total in Italo Elite. She still does Disco Total. And she was looking for a door host, and she saw something in me. I still, to this day, do not know what, because I looked horrible. It's really not good. But then I had a job as a drag queen. Come on. We're trying to record something here. I had a job as a drag queen.
You should be my co-host. It's so easy.
Sorry about that.
No, I like that.
Yeah, and I had a job. I had to do drag every week, or every other week, I think.
Okay, so it kind of found you in that sense. That's such an interesting story.
Yeah.
And do you feel like we talked about it? I mean, I want to jump into it already. We talked about just before we started the podcast about the thing of you having your alter ego when you put the drag on. It's almost like a different part of yourself is coming out. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, I always compare it to like a superhero costume a little bit, because it's not like I'm a different person when I'm in drag. I'm still the same person. But it highlights different facets of my personality and myself. I think back when I started, Hoax was a lot different from Joost, but I think they grew into each other more as well. Because Joost is a lot more laid back, and in Dutch we say, kat uit de boom kijken. So I'll just sit and watch and see what happens. And Hoax is a lot quicker and faster acting and more impulsive than I am in my day-to-day life. But besides that, I think, it's just highlighting a different facet of me.
Yeah.
Because as Hoax or in drag, it feels like putting on a superhero costume, sort of, because you can do anything, you can say anything, you can be anyone you want to be, and it really feels as if you can take on the world, basically.
Did you feel that immediately, or was it also gradual? Like immediately as you were in
immediately.
drag, even in the cheap
Even in the
H&M,
crusty drag. Yeah, it
the
felt
janky.
Yeah, but it felt so cool and so good that I immediately knew that, I like this. This is something for me. Yeah.
So if I understand you correctly, you're more introverted.
Yeah.
Like, let's say as
Joost,
Joost,
generally. Yeah.
But then with Hoax, it's like extrovert.
Yeah.
Taking out, let's say, these parts of yourself that don't necessarily come into expression fully in society, or if you don't feel safe fully, or
Well, also, it's also very tiring to be that extroverted all the time. Excuse me. So I'm happy I'm not 100% on all the time as Joost, because, I would exhaust myself and other people around me too. So that's also part of it. So it's also about conserving energy.
okay.
I think.
I mean, you look so different. That's funny because I was really, because of course I did my research before, and I was like, wow, this is like a woman. I mean, this is a very like manufactured, big drag woman. Who am I going to meet?
Are you calling me fat? No. You would
I
be
say
right.
big, shining,
Yeah.
projecting. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
And then I meet a very professional, focused guy that we talk, and it's very, very present. I find it just very fascinating in that sense, and also fascinating in the sense that we are carrying these roles on us. I'm a dad, for instance. I'm very different as a father. I'm a pianist or a composer, very different, like all these type of things. And do you feel that integrating them into yourself makes you a more complete person?
Oh, totally. Yeah, absolutely. I think anyone, for that matter, has so many different sides or facets to them, and it really depends on circumstances and the crowd that you surround yourself with, to whom you show what. I don't think anyone or everyone always gets to see everything, and neither should they. That's not totally necessary. But I think exploring all those different sides of yourself can really help you understand yourself better, and also make you a more complete person, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. If I may ask about coming out, when was that happening? What was the process exactly? Because I have my personal story with that. That's why I'm interested to know about that.
Oh, I would love to hear yours too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't remember really when it was, Because I never had like a big coming out thing. I was in love with a boy at some point. I was already in theater school, so I must have been 20, early 20s, so pretty late. And I fell in love with a guy who was also in my school, which was very problematic. He had a girlfriend, and we had a thing, and she didn't know, which was, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And then we broke that off, and I was really sad about it. And I had my mom on the phone, and she asked me, "She's like, what's going on? There's something wrong. I can hear it in your voice." And then I cracked. I was like, "Oh yeah, I was in love with this boy, and we broke up." And I was like, "Oh, are you gay?" It's like, I don't know. And then she spoke the legendary words, "Oh, it's more like just who's in front of you." I was like, "It's not like I fuck everyone. I'm not that big of a slut." Crying, tears.
Sorry that I'm laughing.
Yeah, it was funny. It's like, no, I didn't mean that. Yeah, but you said it. No, well, what's the thing? That was it. That was my coming out. And later I realized, I'm very much gay.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What was it a process also as a teenager that you were like conflicted internally?
Very much, because if I think about it rationally, I had the best circumstances to be able to come out. My mom's a lesbian. Both my moms are, obviously. And I was raised by lesbian women. So that was a very safe space to be able to come out. And I never felt any pressure or anything from them where that held me back. But there was something inside of me that held me back. Or, I don't know why. Society or things. But I mean, as a teenager, you just want to fit in and you want to be like everyone else. And anything that goes against that is scary. So it was just scary.
Did you feel also that you had to, let's say, because it's going to get to my story, overcompensate with masculinity or...
Oh, no.
No.
No, I've never been that masculine. No, not really. Especially as a teenager, I was a very alternative kid. I had my alternative phase with like every color hair in the rainbow and the big overseas pants, like very huge, but a skater boy phase. I had my goth phase with like eyeliner everywhere and colored contacts on a daily basis.
Man, being a teenager is like mental illness. Sometimes.
Wow.
I have a teenager at home.
Ooh.
It's just, I'm like, okay, you're like mentally ill. Sometimes that's what I think. Not against him. It's just that
it's
body
such a weird time.
Changing and you're like hormones and you don't know, and like rage and sadness and laughing and also for the parents what we feel, because I have a 13-year-old and I have a 5.5, and you see really the complete differences between them. The 5.5 is
just
like
happy kid.
Papa, ik hou voor jou, Papa. And he's like coming to bed and just kisses me. And the 13-year-old is like, I need money. It's like, I want to get these new Nikes. Yo, bro. He calls me dude and bro. And he's just like, yo, what's up, man? You know, I'm like, you're
what,
like...
What happened? Where did this happen?
And around 11, all of a sudden you're not cool anymore as a parent. You're just like this old... Like, he just sees me as this
old man.
Old man. And I'm like, hey, I'm cool, man. I have tattoos. Come on. I do also drugs and stuff. Come on, man. We go to parties. And he's like, whatever. You know?
Yeah, you can't do anything right.
You can't. And I'm just, it's funny. So my story is that my brother is gay. I mean, he passed away, unfortunately, 3 weeks ago.
I'm sorry. My condolences.
It was a horrible circumstances. I can tell you after the podcast. And he basically, we had like a family dinner, and he was with a girlfriend of his, and then in the middle of the family dinner, I was like, oh, so you're like boyfriend and girlfriend, right? I think I was 14 or 15 back then, and she looked at me and like, no, she didn't understand. And then my brother was like, no, we're not boyfriend and girlfriend. And then that night later, he sat me down. He said, do you feel that you can understand more, or do you feel that you could like just, if things are not what you think they seem, that you can actually like process it? And I was like, yeah, I think I can. He's like, okay, so I want you to know that I'm not attracted to women. I'm actually attracted to men. And the thing is, because I was confused about it.
Mm.
I thought that maybe I'm gay because
Yeah.
I didn't understand. Like, I always thought that he's straight,
Yeah.
and then maybe
It's like, well, if he's not, maybe I'm not either.
exactly. And then I asked him. I remember asking him, like, "So wait, maybe I'm gay?" And he said, "No, you're as straight as it gets. Like, you're the cutest straight little kid out there." And funny enough, after it kind of, because he came out when he was 13 to my parents, and like the rest of the family, I'm the youngest
Yeah.
in that sense. And then when finally it was known to the entire family, I saw a shift in him that he could just let himself be, and that he didn't have to compensate
Yeah.
like with, you know, being a man, and like we are like men, you know, because our dad is very like, we are men,
Yeah.
don't cry, and very masculine, very this. So that's why I was asking about it, wondering if you experience also this like dichotomy.
Yeah. Well, yes and no, because, well, I've never been that masculine of a guy. But on the other hand, because I'm an actor, well, I don't act that much anymore. Or do I? I don't know. But especially in the theater, growing up in the theater and being like this young blonde actor, I always got cast as the young lover, which was always in straight roles. I never played a queer role up until a couple of years ago in my life because that wasn't a thing. Those roles didn't exist in the theater canon. They do, but
Yeah.
differently. We didn't work with them. Let's put it like
Yeah.
that. So I was always very much pushed into the straight roles, and I've had directors telling me to act less gay, which was probably valid at the time for certain roles, but also at the time.
Now
yeah.
it's not gonna
No,
fly.
yeah,
No,
no.
you cannot say that. No.
No. So I know how to act straight,
Yeah.
because I'm a great actor. But yeah, that was a thing, which also came back full circle afterwards. The people from my school, actually, I teach there now every once in a while, and I teach gender performance. So what's a man, what's a woman, and how do you use it in your acting? So I do that.
I would like to. Sorry that I cut you. I would like to ask about that. Like, how do you perceive that? What does that mean?
Oh, it's
man
playing
and
with
woman?
stereotypes. That's it.
No, but I mean, for you, what does that mean? A man and a woman.
It's societal constructs for me personally, and yes, of course there are biological differences, but that don't hold that much weight to me. It's mainly how people present themselves and how society has constructed ideas of what a man or what a woman is. So when I teach the students, it's also playing with those stereotypes that we've all grown up with. What's a man, or how's a man supposed to move or act, or and the same thing for women. Which is, if you think about it, just another way of getting to act or getting to play, basically. There's a lot of different angles you could take to come to acting, and this is just another one of them. For me.
Yeah, it's so interesting the roles that we carry, just the constant roles that we carry, and you know, I'm just thinking of myself in the process that I'm going through with the passing of my brother, and I found myself in different roles of it, like the caregiver. You know, he left 2 very small children behind him and a husband. One year and 5 months and 7 weeks.
Wow.
And a husband, and we find ourselves in situations. At least I found myself in situations where, and now I need to do this. Now I need to take care. Now I need to show this type of face. Now I need to, and something, especially from where I'm coming from, the showing vulnerability and crying is a sign of weakness, which I had to learn afterwards when I moved to the Netherlands. I had to really learn how to basically get in touch with that part of myself, which is extremely important. Extremely. If you're listening and you think the crying is weak,
oh no,
no,
God,
crying
no,
is
it's
healthy.
good.
Healthy for your system.
Yeah.
You have to exercise that.
Yeah.
For me, it took me years to be able to just break through that. And I remember speaking about with my brother, and he said, yeah, because you're holding on a front.
Yeah.
This is what it is. You're holding on this masculine, like strong front, which just suppresses very gentle and beautiful parts in yourself. Did you feel also that with the acting you could reach these parts in yourself?
Yes, totally. Absolutely. But that's also like acting in a nutshell. It's just reaching inside and finding different facets of yourself and exploring those. That's basically it. That and lying really well. To me, that's just acting.
How do you practice these type of things? What is the methodology that you're doing?
Oh God, yeah, there's so many. And
If you don't mind
oh
sharing.
no, it's okay, but it's very technical.
I love it. I love technical. I'm a nerd.
Oh
so.
yeah, okay, good. Well, I use a combination of things, and it depends on the role that I'm playing and the part that I'm playing and the production I'm in as well. But I was trained in a very physical way, so going from a physical transformation where you make room in your body to have other things happen as well. So going through a physical transformation to make room for a mental or psychological, not really psychological, but altered state of mind or something like that. So that's how I usually approach things. Just getting into a physical part of a role of how does someone move, or how do you move basically, or how do you not move. That to me helps a lot. But sometimes it's also the other way around, and I can just imagine things. It's really like playing as you did when you were a kid. Here's a wooden sword, and all of a sudden you're a pirate, and no one can tell you otherwise because you're a pirate. That's it. It's playing. That's literally the best works I've seen or done are things where you actually get to play and use that imagination. And how you get there, that's different for everyone. I like to go through a physical transformation first, but sometimes it's the other way around, and I start with an idea or an emotion. I don't necessarily like to fall back on personal memories or experiences, because that can be super draining.
For you personally?
Yeah, for me.
Yeah.
I sometimes do, or you can't help it. Sometimes you're in a role and something touches on something you've experienced yourself, and then you can use it. Sure, you don't have to tuck it away, but it can also be very draining for me personally. So I tend to steer away from that if I can help it.
Yeah.
Sometimes the role needs it, and then you do it.
It sounds really therapeutic, actually, in that sense.
Yes, and also a little schizophrenic, which is fun, because it's experiencing different sides of yourself in situations that aren't necessarily real, but they feel real in the moment.
Yeah, I could imagine. I was talking. We had an actor here, Ruben, and I was asking, for instance, about crying.
Yeah.
You know, this very, like, because of course I'm coming just from my own perspective of what I just said, with how it took me years to be able to cry and feel safe and to express these type of sides of myself, and the fact that people can just do it on command. It's, for me, it's magical and scary at the same time.
Yeah, I can't cry on command. It's also just a technical thing where it's like, if you feel like you're gonna sneeze, that pressure, if you can do that, you have the pressure building up in your eyes, and then you start tearing up. Just hold that. It's just like the moment before a sneeze, if you know what that feels like, and you can recreate that.
Sorry. I need to practice
Sort of.
it. Yeah.
But I did that once when I started first dating my boyfriend. We were just making dinner. And he was making dinner, and I was just goofing around in the kitchen. I don't know. And then I started crying for no reason, just because I thought it was fun. And he turned around and looked at me and saw me crying, and he broke. It's like, oh, what? I scared the shit out of him. What's going on? Are you okay? It's like, no, nothing's wrong. I just thought it was funny. He's like, don't ever do that again. So I didn't.
It is kind of scary. It is very manipulative. If you think
but because I wasn't really talking about anything. We were having a nice conversation, and all of a sudden he turned to me, and I was crying my eyes out.
Wow. How do you make that?
I haven't done since.
How do you have it on camera? So
yeah.
That's evidence for court also. How do you make the switch between the characters? If you're, because I remember, just it's also my interest to read about the process of actors, and that they get so embroiled in a role that they almost need help to get out of it sometimes.
Oh, yeah, I haven't experienced that. Thank you. Because that's a very usually, I think, psychological way of approaching things, which I tend not to do.
Yeah.
Because I like to keep work and private sort of separate. So acting is work, and I want to leave that in the theater or in the rehearsing room or wherever. But also, I don't want to bring my personal life into work. This works both ways, because you can have a really shitty day, but the crowd and the people who are paying to see you don't care.
Absolutely.
And also, they're there to be entertained. Entertain them. So don't bring your personal shit to work, and leave your work shit at work, and don't bring it home. I think that's a very healthy separation.
Yeah, and I think it's also, as a performer, it's like I could get horrible news just before I need to go up on stage, and I'm like, I have 2 hours now, then nothing else matters.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing. The world can wait. These problems will wait for me anyway. You know, it's not. It's not that the gig is over and then it's like, oh well, everything is solved.
Yeah.
It's gonna wait. Whether the gig is happening or not, it's gonna wait. But the gift of being on stage and being able to perform and have this transcendence with the audience, it's something that we explain it with words, and we can write books about it, but it's such a visceral experience to be there on stage as a performer and to experience that with the audience, and then this magic is over and you're back to life.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I want it again. I want it again. Do you also experience that?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I think all performers are attention-seeking whores in some way, shape, or form.
Narcissists.
We just like attention. Yeah. And I think you have to be if you want to perform.
Let's talk to my ex. Yeah, talk to my ex. She would love you. Did you say
well,
that?
it's true. I think, at least in some way, shape, or form. Yeah. You have to be a little bit crazy, because why otherwise would you put yourself through all of that if you don't enjoy it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. There's this feeling, I don't know if you have it, like just before getting out of the dressing room, the place is packed. And I mean, at least with me, it's like with a band or the orchestra, and you're like, okay, everybody knows everything that happens. And then as soon as we get out of the dressing room, this starts this journey of full focus, adrenaline, dopamine, serotonin, this journey that happens, like physical experiences, mental, psychological, this and then it's over, and I always feel elevated, always like I'm a little bit above the ground, just a tiny bit, just walking like a little bit.
Yeah.
And I can't compare this feeling to anything. I just can't.
No, I have the same thing, but I have the same thing when I'm in drag.
I could imagine.
Yeah,
exactly.
because I experienced that, like performing in nightlife. The feeling was very similar to like being on stage and being in theatrical production in like plays, but it also felt so much more raw and honest and like really in the moment, because in nightlife performances things are hardly ever rehearsed.
Yes.
You'll talk it through, and if it's a technical thing, I might have rehearsed it once or twice, but it was very much in the moment and very real and raw, which I really appreciated, and is also very addicting.
And I could imagine that if you're, let's say, walking around amongst the crowd, or if you're just dressed in drag and you're hosting and all that, you're improvising constantly.
Yeah, all the time.
I love it. This is also something that we talked a lot about in the podcast. Like, does improvisation exist? Because you're using known language that you acquired throughout the years, and you're kind of like playing with it and manipulating it. It's not that someone will tell you, okay, go out now in drag and speak a language you don't speak.
No, exactly. You're not making it up out of thin air.
Exactly.
It's you're using all the puzzle pieces you've gathered throughout the years of, I don't know, living, um, to create something new, and that creation is new every night. But the tools you use or the puzzle pieces you use can be similar or the same. I mean, I have a couple of jokes that I use a lot because they just work. For example. Um, so no, yeah, it's improvisation, but improvisation is never born out of nothing. It's also always rooted in something, and it has to come from somewhere.
Yeah, that's why I try to, especially also when I talk either to students or colleagues of mine, I try not to call it improvisation, more real-time composition.
Yeah,
It's like you compose
exactly.
on the spot,
Yeah,
because composition is taking tools that you know already, whether it's musical or I don't know what art, plastic art or drawing. It doesn't matter. It's a composition. You put elements together, but these elements you have practiced them before.
exactly.
It's not just random, because if it's random, then is it really
There's no composition anymore.
exactly?
Yeah.
It's just this like impermanent thing that is happening in front of you that you're more the observer instead of the creator.
Yeah.
Could you tell me more, because before we start the podcast, about what does that mean to be queer? What is queer identity?
Very good question. I've been thinking about this quite a bit lately, and I don't really have the answer yet. It's an ongoing process for me, but right now it's mainly existing in like a fringe kind of space and moving in that fringe space that is per definition not mainstream. Maybe it can touch on it, yeah. But yeah, I think that's mainly it right now, and it's a
Yeah.
fluid process. I don't have a set definition yet.
Because I have a friend who is a dancer. He's in the community also. He's gay,
Yeah.
but we were talking about queer identity. I was talking, and he told me, you're also queer.
Yeah,
However, the issue is with the labeling, or let's say even the marketing of it, that it's connected to sexual orientation. It kind of creates tribalism in that sense. What I mean with that is that what you're saying right now, yes, I am queer. I'm
Yeah.
a very fringe person. You know, this podcast is very fringe.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's not commercial. We're checking the boundaries. We're having a platitude of like just different people and completely different concepts and ideas. We are not interested in manufacturing a concept. We're interested in seeing really the
Yeah.
person, which is considered fringe. If you think about it, we have so many different ideas here. So it is queer.
yeah,
However, it was kind of like conflated at some point with sexual orientation,
yeah,
the LGBTQ.
yeah,
But I find it a pity because it kind of pushes also people that would actually identify themselves as queer because they say, yeah, but I'm not gay, or I'm not, my sexual orientation is, let's say, more conventional. But at the same time, they are actually living a very queer life.
yeah. Understandable, and well, for me, because I also have a lot of straight friends who also, well, I wouldn't say straight because they consider themselves queer, not necessarily straight. But I understand what you're saying, but I also don't want to take it away because it's born and rooted in a very queer space. So I don't want to take anything away from that because like the queer movement or community or however you want to call it. Community is a weird word for me because
Why is that?
what is a community? Yeah, I don't necessarily always feel very much of a community sense in that way. So I like to talk of movements more. Yeah, that word makes more sense for me than community. 'Cause, yeah, I don't know.
What is, in that sense, what is the queer movement for you then?
Yeah, that's very much a good question. But I think it's it's born in an LGBTQIA plus environment, but it's not limited or exclusive to just LGBTQI plus people, I think. And that's why I like calling it more of a movement, because it includes more than just people belonging to a certain community. Anyone can belong to a movement,
Yeah.
even if you're not part of a community. So I think that the queer movement or community, whatever you want to call it.
I do have to say, if I may add, like, because we're
Mm,
ping pong, like we're bouncing on
yeah,
each other. Community to me has more connotations of tribalism
yeah,
in that sense. It's more gated in that
yeah.
sense. Like, okay,
Very more closed off.
exactly. It's like concept, dogma. This is
Yeah,
what it is. And movement is literally moving forward.
exactly. It's in
Community,
motion.
exactly. It's exactly what you said.
Yeah,
It's community is more. We're here. We're rooted in this. We have concepts. We have dogmas. We have A, B, C, D, E, whatever.
yeah,
And a movement is really like in evolution constantly towards the next.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I think for me, that's more fitting for the word queer,
Yeah.
um, because it is still, for me at least, very undefined, and it's something that's in motion. It's fluid,
Yeah.
which I really like. So I think the word movement fits better than community for me.
Yeah, because interesting with, let's say, the rainbow flag, which basically has all the colors, so it means that everybody fits there. However, due to political movements, it's being characterized as gay,
Yeah,
or it's being characterized as. And for me, I'm like, no, I'm also. I mean, I'm also in these colors.
yeah,
There. I'm also in these concepts. I just don't want to have sex with men. I
yeah.
mean, it's just. It's not. It's not that I have anything against it. The opposite, actually. Considering one of the closest people in my life, you know,
Yeah.
he is in the community, and I think it's also an amazing community, to be honest. Now, when we were mourning him, I saw the community, and I was like, wow, you really, like, I wish straight people would be like.
Um, yeah, yes and no. I mean,
Maybe I'm
that-
saying it as like as
no,
a
I get
layman,
what you're
you
saying.
know?
I think.
Maybe he's a
Uh,
layman. Maybe he had just like such an amazing friends around him
Yeah.
that it's kind of like I kind of generalized. But I see it also with the other friend of mine, Sagi, and I see it. There's, I don't know. It's kind of like there is an understanding of chosen family there that is very
Very
different.
much.
Very different.
Yeah. But that is a very queer thing as well. First of all, to get back on that, because what we're talking about is allyship, and that is for me also part of the queer community, and that's very important because we need allies who are not necessarily part of the community, but are allies of the community, and so that's also why again I like the word movement more, because I think the allies totally fit into the movement, even if they're not part of the community per se.
You have an ally here. believe me.
Exactly.
It's like
Yeah, but that's so necessary as well. Because otherwise you're just preaching for the choir.
yes, exactly. And then I'm gonna say something, Joao. You're gonna when you edit it, it's basically echo chamber. It's,
Exactly.
It's one of the
Yeah.
words that run here in the podcast, echo chamber. But that's the thing. Also, that's also the danger of the kind of like of where we're heading towards. People just echo chamber themselves, you know, with the algorithm, with concepts, with ideas. It's not necessarily that people are being exposed to the truth. People are being exposed to their truth.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then it becomes like, okay, preaching to the choir, same concepts again and again. And I think the growth comes by also having some contra to it, some counteracting thought to understand also, oh, there is a different person here in front of me and how they perceive and believe and all that. Instead of, oh, let's just push that person away and we
Yeah.
never want to hear that again. And let's just cancel them.
Yeah, but isn't that also just how we learn and grow as people, by experiencing and hearing other opinions than your own?
I mean, it sounds
And
so
questioning
trivial.
your own beliefs and other people's beliefs?
Right. It sounds
Yeah.
so trivial and dumb sometimes, like to say that when you say that. However, people really forget that because I think there is also a flux of information that is being thrown at us that is almost inhumane at some
Yeah, it's
point.
a lot.
You could scroll for the rest of your life
Oh, yeah.
until you're 90 and there will still be information coming and still this. And I think also because of, I mean, we talked a lot about here in the podcast, just tech companies realizing this like torrent, this endless
Yeah.
torrent of information that we have to just the ability of the bandwidth of people to limit it to small streams instead of like an ocean of information. Even if you look at the amount of friends that you follow online and
Yeah.
stuff, you're being exposed to a very small amount. And then it's like it gets echo chambered. So it just my opinion about it, it's important to constantly expand yourself and be open to that. Also to ideas that are uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah, of course. Um, that's why I think art is so good and fun and exciting. Any form of art. I mean, if I go to a concert of a band that I've never seen or heard of before, I get exposed to new music. If I go to a museum and I see work of artists that I've never seen before, I get exposed to new ideas and new visions on the world. And but also just talking to people that don't necessarily share your own ideas,
Yeah.
which is okay. And it's okay to disagree on some things. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I think that in today's world, it disagreeing with someone automatically means a conflict very often, more often than not, which is stupid in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because it's okay to not feel the same about everything all the time, because we're all different people, and we have different experiences and different ideas. But a lot of people are very, I feel, rigid and set in their own ideas of a lot of things, and a lot of nuance gets lost, which I think is a shame.
It's exactly what is happening right now. It's just like this polarization that
Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't want to go into conspiracy theories, but there are really forces that are out there to just polarize us
Yeah.
constantly. Like we can't live in absolutes of black and white. It
Exactly.
just
There's
doesn't-
so many grayscales in between.
like think about for you your identity. What we were just talking
Yeah.
about, the identity of yourself, Joost, not necessarily your sexuality, and not necessarily you don't wake up feeling the same every day.
No, totally not. No.
Like that would be kind of psychotic, to be
Yeah.
honest. That would be very dangerous if you think about it, because even how our nervous system is being regulated is not the same every day. But at the same time, it's almost like people are averting or diverting themselves into absolutes of good, bad,
Yeah.
this, that, da, da, da. And people out there are really closing themselves to just the possibility of growing beyond their prejudices.
Yeah.
You know, I see it really with old generation. I think I also saw it with my brother, like that he wasn't really accepted with his orientation in the beginning in the family and even towards the end of his life. And I think that's part of the reason that it brought him to that situation. And it's just sad to see that. You know, it's sad to see that at the end of the day, self-acceptance is such a crucial thing, you know.
It really is. Yeah.
Yeah. Could you tell me about the agency that you're running?
Oh,
The first
yeah.
agency in the Netherlands for drag queens. 'Cause
Yeah.
This
Well,
sounds awesome.
Oh, it is. It's really fun. It started off in 2019 when I met my co-founder, Danielle.
Danielle, what?
Danielle Yiskoot is her
Okay.
name. And she wanted to book me for an event. And she contacted me, I think on Instagram or something, and sent me a message like, "Hey, I'm trying to book you, but I can't find your agency. So how do I book you?" I was like, "Well, you can't find my agency because it doesn't exist." I was like, "That's weird. You've been on TV and such. You're like sort of famous." Well, she didn't say sort of. She said, "You're famous." I was like, "Well, no, I'm not." But that's a different thing. So I did the gig, and then we started coming. We're talking about setting up a different company for other things. But we kept circling back to the fact that I didn't have an agent or anyone representing me, and that she thought it was weird. It's like, well, it doesn't exist. There's a lot of
Gat in
artists
de
like
markt.
me.
Gat in de
Exactly. So we thought, well, why don't we do it? And we did. So we started off as the drag agency, because that's what we did. We represented drag queens.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Easy.
It fit the description. But
Google drag agency, boom.
yeah. But as we grew and we signed more different artists or personalities, we outgrew the term drag agency because we did a lot more than just drag. So we changed the name to the diverse agency. And that's what it is now. So the diverse agency is the first booking agency for mainly queer talent in the Benelux area. And we've been doing that since 2019 now, just before COVID hit. Great timing. It went really well for a couple of months, and then
Then depression.
yes, yeah. But we also survived that. We did a lot of online things. We got very creative.
Do you remember
Making
when we thought as a society that we're gonna just live online?
Yeah, that was so depressing.
And so crazy and
It
so
was.
far away from just human nature.
It was so weird.
I mean, I did so many concerts online, and I was like, I will kill myself
Yeah.
if this continues like this.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
It was. It was.
We had to, one time we had to play like 9 times to 30 people the same show because we couldn't have 270 people in the hall, so we had to split it to 9 different times.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to lose my mind. Like,
Yeah, that was so weird.
I didn't. I think it was like set number 8 or something. I had no idea if it's
Where you were, what you were doing.
like was it the first song or was it the last song? I was like, I have no idea anymore what is happening here.
No, you were such a weird limbo all the time. Yeah.
It also shows human resilience. Like we can be so bizarre, just trying to make things
Totally.
work against odds that are completely against us. And we're like, no, we're gonna make it work. And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
And what is the speciality? Like you said it in a nutshell, the speciality, but of the agency. But is it like, do you have specific concept that you're working on? And
Well, we represent a lot of different kinds of talent. So we have drag queens, of course, still, drag performers, but also DJs, including myself. We also have influencers, live artists, singers, MCs, but most of them are focused on entertainment, though not all of them, because we also have public speakers that are more focused on the information side,
yeah,
which is still very entertaining. But the general broad line, rode draad, as they say, is that most of them are queer, or at least allies, and they're all birds of paradise. They're all special people that, well, I think they're all special, because that's why I have them, that brings something beautiful to the world. That's the main guiding principle. I just want to have beautiful people who make life better and more colorful.
nice. Do you know Opus One also, the production company? Yeah, Martin. I had a project with him, and we talked a lot about it. Martin Vogel. And,
Yeah.
really great guy, and he's also, of course, in the community, and he's in the movement. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's also pushing these concepts, and it was great to work with him. It was really
That's so
wonderful
cool.
to work with him. Yeah, we did something with William Spy. Do you know William Spy? I guess,
I know
the
of him,
director.
don't know him personally.
Yeah, we did. He was the director, and I was the composer together with someone else, and just such warm people, warm people, and that always was my idea of. There's just such warmth there,
Yeah.
such warmth and acceptance. Let's talk about the negative part of it, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Like, what is the negative part that you felt from the queer community in that sense, or movement?
I don't know if I would categorize it as a negative thing per se, but what I do feel is that there is a lot of segregation.
What do you mean by that?
A lot of times, a lot of people in the LGBTQI plus community tend to stick to their own letter or group of letter people. So the gays stick with the gays, the lesbians with the lesbians, trans people with the trans people. And I think that's a shame. It's also not totally true because if I look around in my own circle, I hang out with a bunch of different people who all hang out with each other as well. So it's not a law set in stone, obviously, but I feel that there can be more of a sense of community. And I am sometimes missing that. I also notice that online, especially a lot of the older white cis gay men, where it's like, I miss when it was just LGBT. Well, okay, good for you, Mary, but we've moved on now. Yeah, that's so limiting. It's such a shame. So that is something I sometimes struggle with.
Yeah.
But also, well, struggle with is a big word because if I look to my personal life, I don't experience it that way.
Yeah.
But also, I'm in a position of luxury because I live in my own little queer Amsterdam bubble, surrounded by the most fabulous people who are all really fun and amazing and kind-hearted. So, do I experience it on a day-to-day basis? No, of course not. Do I think it's a shame? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's something we, as a people, can grow into more. Maybe.
Yeah. Like less segregation.
Yeah.
More actually building bridges between the letters, what you're saying.
Exactly.
Which I think...
Because we're all in this together.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, I will get back to what we said about queer identity is that I don't think it has anything to do with sexual orientation, like nothing. And that's why there is also a place for everybody there that are kind of living outside of, let's say, the expected norms of society.
Yeah.
Because it's, you know, I don't come from necessarily a conventional family in that sense. However, when I was trying to speak about with my dad, he's like a man's man, you know, army. And I tried to explain to him, and for him, he's 80 also, you know, so it's like not
different generation.
Different generation, and they were exposed to it. Like there was a lot of shame connected to it, and especially after my brother came out of the closet, there were attempts of keeping him, or let's say attempts of you have to at least try with girls.
Yeah.
And not conversion therapy, which is horrible.
Luckily.
Yeah, luckily none of that. But I do see some progress there. However, I think that having, let's say, this is just my opinion, I could be completely wrong, like straight allies or people that, like, let's say, even on a facade level, look more like that are embracing and experiencing and being a part of that movement and that are actually really feel comfortable and safe there would make a difference and will make would just broaden the movement more, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, no, well, I agree because allies are super important. We've said it before. We need allies, especially to bridge those gaps.
Yes.
We totally need that. I want to say something and I forgot where I was going. So no, we just totally need that.
Yes. We
Yeah.
need allies, and also less projecting, less projection of let's say prejudice and tribal thinking, and less fear. You know, less fear. It's not a contagious thing. It's not.
Would be fun though. Yeah. Everyone be gay. Yeah.
That'll be,
Would be fun if it were contagious.
it's like when X-Men when they had they had like the anti superpower and they gave it to the mutants.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, that would be.
That is actually a funny metaphor, like a funny analogy. Is there anything?
Also, X-Men, very queer.
Yeah, of course, super
Yeah.
queer, and it's
Yeah.
also the scene that he tells them that he's a mutant. That's basically a
Yeah.
scene of a boy coming out in front of his parents.
Also, because my last name, LeBeau, I got it from my favorite X-Men,
Oh,
Remy
Remy LeBeau. Yeah,
Gambit.
exactly. Exactly. What is his
Gambit.
Gambit?
Yeah, the one
Yes,
with the playing
Gambit.
cards,
And
the Cajun
he's
accent.
yeah, with the Cajun, and this is he's doing it. Tatum, right? Tatum.
Yeah, Channing Tatum played
Channing
him.
Tatum is doing it.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
handsome man. I can very much appreciate it.
Well, I thought if I have to be married to someone and have someone's last name, I'd rather have it be Gambit. So I just stole his name.
Where did the name come from? Actually, Hoax, because Hoax is like fake.
Yeah,
like,
it's a fake thing that's made up that has the intention to seem real. That's what a hoax is. It's something fake and made up that has the intention to present as real. I thought that was fitting.
What are the plans now for the agency? What are the projects you're working on? This is going to come out
Ooh.
actually on Saturday. This Saturday. So
Oh, great. What can I talk about?
whatever
I
you
should
want.
have prepared this better.
First cough, by the way, of the episode. Yeah.
Yeah. I have a lot of plans and fun projects, but I am not sure if I am able to disclose those yet. So no, I will not do that before I get people being very mad at me.
Nothing coming in that is already booked in the coming weeks or something.
Oh, there probably is, but I don't know. I would have to check the schedule.
We can put it in the description if you want. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, check out our Instagram. We have a lot of anytime we do fun shit, you can see it on there. But one of the things I was really proud of that we just did, we programmed the main stage for Amsterdam Pride at the Dam Square on both Friday and Saturday. We did that last year as well.
Beautiful.
It was really fun and really rewarding as well to be able to do that.
Nice.
It was really cool. And we have a few more nice projects coming up, which I'm not at liberty to talk about yet.
Which keeps the mystery going.
Yeah. But I'm always thinking of new things, not just me, because the agency isn't just me anymore, or me and Danielle. We have a whole team of people now working very hard to also bridge the gap and how do I put this correctly? To enhance the visibility of the community or the movement, or at least our talents. Because I do like putting the queer people in mainstream media, because that opens possibilities for new conversations and new meetings. So that's one of the things we're really focused on, to try to bridge that gap, to not just play at queer events or do queer shows or
segregation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I want to be able to bridge that gap and create possibilities for conversations.
The podcast will be happy to be a part of it as an ally
Awesome.
of what you would want to do. I
Yeah.
have a great feeling, and that's
thanks.
a really nice conversation, Joost. Really,
Thank you.
really nice. And we all have faces and stuff. I love to see like the faces of different people. I really enjoyed it. Is there anything else you would like to say before we close the podcast?
Well, I had a really nice time. And I really want to thank you for being here and being the ally that you are, and creating the space also for me to talk about not just me, myself, but also the work that I do. So yeah, thank you.
I would also like to thank you for coming here, for sure, and also for doing what you're doing. I think this is an important, very, very important movement. It's bringing just all of us into, I don't like the word progressive because it's like, but it's bringing us to just a bit more aware place, let's say like this. A bit more also, I really like what you said about the community, that you feel the segregation happening there, that we can just break these walls and build bridges more, heal the traumas that people feel in regarding to their prejudices or even things that happen to them, whether they were acting out of discrimination or experienced discrimination. I think that we have to be a beacon of light in all this darkness that we're just experiencing on a constant, endless stream of information that is there to weaken us. Empowerment is a very important movement right now. I see, again, like I said, I think Joao is queer. I think I'm queer. It's like we're just really, I mean, look at Joao. He looks like he's going to beat you up as a biker, but he's like the sweetest guy ever.
No, he's too short for that. No. I've known Joao for a very long time, people. It's okay.
No, they're friends. It's fine. They're friends. Joao is like, I call him the quiet lion. That's, it's a nice one. It's a nice one.
Yeah.
Joost, again, thank you so much for joining this podcast. I really, really thank you. I'm happy to make a new friend, a new ally in this whole situation. And I really hope to invite you again, or even invite other people from the from your agency, and we're gonna expand the podcast at some point. I would love to have you there.
Perfect. I would love to.
Perfect. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us here to Into the Score. Like, subscribe, you know how it goes. We are growing exponentially right now. We have such interesting people, interesting guests. Thank you for joining us and being a guest of our experience, and we are a guest of your experience. And we're going to see you at the drag show.